Yeah.
So the topic that we wanted to talk about was, and you can change the verbiage if I have it in the wrong order here, but transcending ego and anger using the power of meditation. So we've talked a little bit about ego. So where does anger fit into the whole thing?
Yeah. Anger is a negative emotion energy. When somebody overreact to us, we get angry. But it depends on us whether I should accept others' anger or not. If I don't accept other anger, it will go upon back to them and they will be more angry. It is same like if I abuse somebody else, they have to accept or not. If they don't accept it, the abuse will come upon me. So the anger is a negative emotion energy which is present with each and every human being. And when we are not let go and disconnect with similar kind of the thoughts of the past and the future, we are continuously fighting, struggling, and obsessive with similar kind of the thoughts again and again, then the anger happens. When another parts of the anger, when we lose the sensation of awareness of the breath at the top of the nostril, the anger happens. Or by whatsoever reason, our ego gets hurt, the anger happens. And sometimes anger happens with the stress as well. So these are the property of anger. And whenever the anger happens, if somebody create anger upon me, I should not react to them immediately. Rather, I should create a gap or a space. What does it mean? It means if somebody created anger upon me, I should not reply them in 3 hours, 4 hours, 1 day, 2 days. And after sometimes we have to reply them back. And in this way, the anger can be dissolved. Anger can be transcended. Yeah.
Okay. So, and one of the things that we teach and really aligns with this, and I really like what you said is using my paraphrasing now. So if the other person is angry or angry even at you, we have that choice whether we choose to receive that or not. I think that's very empowering. And I think that's people have lost that understanding and access to that power that we still have the choice whether we want to accept that or receive that or not. And the other thing I really love about what you said and the way we phrase it is we respond rather than react. And you talked about that pausing. So here's this angry, here's this energy. And now I can choose essentially to either react to it. And I think that's when we just accept it and react. And then so often our mind catches up 10 minutes or 10 days later, right? That reaction for me is reenacting, and for us, reenacting a past trauma, really. Yes. And then responding, which is what you're suggesting, is we still experience that energy, but we pause. Yes. And then whatever time has passed, we choose the response. And I think I see this as being an epidemic. So many people for us, I say they live a reactionary lifestyle. External stimulus, internal reaction, and their mind really has no part in this.
Yes.
But if we can receive that same stimulus, pause, then there's that magic moment where we are now part of the equation again, and we can choose the response. But we're choosing the response. And the first one, we really aren't. We're just reenacting a past trauma. Does that kind of resonate with where you're coming from?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so how does meditation get us to that place where we're not stuck with just basically accepting everything that everybody dishes on us?
Yes. Let me tell you, first of all, that most of the negative emotion energy, like the anger, we should not suppress or repress it at all. The more we suppress, the more it accumulates and it can create more anger within us. I met to one girl who used to suppress her anger for the last few months. And finally what happens, she started slamming the door, she started beating her kids, she started, throwing mobile phone, throwing laptop and breaking all this thing. So the first thing we have to do, the dynamic meditation practice, that is called catharsis. What does it mean? It means whatsoever energy of anger we have been collected for the longer period of time, we have to vomit out. We have to throw out into the universe. How? Just for example, when we scream, when we cry, when we dance, there is some momentum. Even when we are laughing, there is some momentum is happening. And the property of energy we need to understand first of all. The property of energy is neither created nor destroyed into the nature. So therefore, when we go to the room where it's totally empty, we should let the person who are in suppressed emotion in the form of anger, they should weep or cry, So as soon as he weep or cry, there is a watery things in the form of tear will come, and the negative emotion energy whatsoever we are carrying for the last few months, it will convert into into the energy of tear, into the energy of water drops, and all the negative emotion energy is getting released. And therefore, after weeping, we feel light, we feel love, we feel relaxed, and all the negative emotion energy has been dissolved. Another way, when we scream, inside the house, there is a momentum is happening, like there is a dissipation of energy is happening. As I said, the property of energy is going to transform from one form to another form. So when we scream, the energy of anger has been converted into the energy of screaming. And finally, what happens? We feel light, love, relax, compassionate, and we feel much more love. The same thing when we go for laughing, when we go for dancing, there is a shaking of movements of our body parts are happening. So again, the negative energy of anger has been converted into the energy of dancing, energy of singing, energy of doing exercise. So whatsoever we are doing, we are just changing the negative emotion energy of anger into the positive emotion energy, and we feel light, love, relax. Another way of doing meditation is just whatsoever I like. Suppose if I like painting, if I like drawing, if I like some arts work, the same thing what I have to do. If a person is carrying the negative emotion energy within himself, we will ask him to just change the energy into the form of arts work, painting, or whatsoever he likes. So the energy of anger is getting changed into the energy of painting, energy of arts work, and this is called the rechannelization of energy. And again, we are just changing the energy of anger into the energy of whatever we like, and in this way the anger is getting dissolved, and we can feel light, love, relax, love, compassionate. And this is the way of dynamic meditation practice as well.
Well, I think to me, that's very transforming and really revolutionary, I think, to a lot of people, because so what do we do with emotions, period, let's say, and we're for purposes here, we're talking about anger. So as you said, and it makes so much sense, so many people, as they're angry, so they don't know what to do with it, so they suppress it, and as you've just said, it's going to do something. It will move, it will change, it can turn it to disease, it can processes all sorts of stuff. And so I really love what you're saying is, it's not like you make it go away, you change the form of it into something that is inert, if you will, and even more than that, it could even be beneficial. So if you use this philosophy, what you're saying is we could take an energy, we'll call it anger, that can be very detrimental, and we're not so much getting rid of it, we're actually transforming it into an energy that can actually be of benefit.
It is much more beneficial and useful. I have done experiment more than 100 people on it, and they have tremendous value upon it. You know why? Because we are just releasing the suppressed emotion, suppressed or repressed emotion. Maybe the fear, maybe the anger, maybe the stress.